Hey all, Pixel here in the cold garage. We're gonna get started on the quarter. All right, we're finally actually starting into the metalwork here. Unfortunately, it doesn't start with the fun stuff. I've got to raise this side of the car up, pull this wheel off, and then get inside the wheel well and get rid of both this old Bondo, which is a huge chunk in there, and then I'm pretty sure there's undercoating in there as well that I have to get off of there. And to do that, I'm hoping to use this. This is a needle scaler. Oh, wow, I think I might be missing a couple needles. This is pneumatically powered. Basically, it vibrates these needles up and down, and it's designed to get scale rust off, but it's also good for getting things like undercoat and Bondo off and whatnot in certain circumstances. Like I can't get in there effectively with a lot of other tools, so this should do pretty good. If not, it'll at least get the worst of it off so I can get the rest off with a proper tool. That'll also, because this thing is somewhat aggressive, if any of this is really thin up here or down there where I think it's okay, this will punch right through it if it's really paper thin. So that'll warn me that there's other problems before I get too complacent and fix the stuff around it, but not that. So yeah, like I said, it's got to get up. Got to get this tire out of the way. I have to put earplugs on because I'm going to be deafening myself in there, and I'm going to get going. Let me show you the horror show I found. This right here may give you a hint. Oh, look, I'm bleeding. This right here might give you a hint of the problems I'm discovering. But wait till you see under there. So, this part I was afraid of, right here, nope, that's not rotted out. That part is totally fine. When we go in here, this is the damage you can see from outside. But hopefully, I'm using my head thing, so hopefully you can see the amount of rot that I have found in here. This is rotted down. Let's start at the bottom. This is rotted down here. This goes into the quarter. I've replaced the quarter on this, but this panel seemed okay. It's not. So this will all need to, this had fiberglass on it, that's why it seemed okay, but it wasn't. So I'm going to have to cut out a section here and replace it. That's pinholes, that's rot, that's a pinhole. This is all solid. I've already replaced that piece. This also was replaced already. I punched a giant hole in the seam over here, and there's some light possible pinholing above it, so I'm just going to put a large patch in there. The other side over here, this is an inner panel. This is not visible from any other part. It's inside the structure of the pillar. This is all rotted all the way up here, all gone. I punched through the side over here. Continues to be all gone. It's all pinholed up through here. This is all pinholes. This panel up here is rotted all down the side and all up top. And I found out why this is so rotted. It's a basic design flaw from 56, which is that this upper panel here, which this section here is what encloses that lock striker, the screws in the back that I was saying that they were open to the back. This curved around and attached somewhere up here. I'm not even sure where because it's all gone, but it attached somewhere up there. And so it made a little shelf for the wheel to throw mud and junk and crap up onto. So it sat up there, it rotted down into this, rotted this, and then it all fell into here and rotted this and that. And it all allowed it to collect over here as well in a similar way. So, this is not even my biggest problem anymore. I mean, it's a big problem, but it's not my biggest problem. What I need to do is go through here and start fixing all of this and finding all the additional problems This piece here is spot welded to a part that's visible inside the wheel well, but I didn't punch through it anywhere, so the inner panel seems to be okay. So yeah, I basically need to start rebuilding in here first before I rebuild all of this, but I don't finish in here until I've rebuilt all of this, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I need to put patches in here, patches in here. I've got to get, that's the descaler took a bunch of the undercoating off, as you can see, but it didn't get all of it off. I'm gonna have to get this all down to bare metal. Yeah, I think I need to cut this free. Even if I leave some of it, I'll just hack it loosely there and somewhere around here, so I can get this piece free so I can see what else I'm dealing with in there and then go to work on that. Unfortunately, I can't work and show it to you at the same time because there's no room for me and a camera and the tools inside this wheel well. So I guess I'll catch up to you when I get to the next step. All right. So I did some cutting back. You can see that's the plate that holds the door striker on. And it looks like by and large that inner panel's okay. The rust around that is the cage that used to keep it in place and keep it from falling, which is something I'm going to want to duplicate. But I'm looking and seeing, you can see better than me a little bit because you're up higher than I can really get my head right now. But that inner panel's all got surface rust at the very least on it. And this piece is a separate panel that's spot welded in over here and spot welded in over here and is rusted in damn near everywhere. This is all gone. The bottom's gone. That was gone. That's gone. This whole top part was gone. So I'm thinking about cutting this whole thing out and starting over. Not entirely sure how best to do that, but I'm thinking maybe if I can drill out the spot welds, maybe I can get this panel out, see what's behind it, seal up what's behind it, fix anything that's wrong behind it, probably find a mouse nest behind it if habit holds true in this car. But if I can get this out, I can definitely fix this rust a little better. There's another spot in here that I want to check because I can just kind of feel it that I can fix. That won't make a difference, but I could seal everything up back in here. So I think that's going to have to be my next move, is to get that out so that I know how to approach it. I've realized before I can encase up here again, especially because I'm going to redesign it, I need to fix this, at least this strip of the outer corner panel, because it'll define a distance, because I don't want to be pushing this out or pulling this in when I'm welding this to the filler panel to it and then find out I have it in the wrong place. So I think what I might do is get this panel out so I can see what I'm working with, and then while I'm formulating a plan for all of that, I may fix the quarter here. But yeah, oof. The inner edge, this piece has a flange down and then it has a flange out, and then this piece goes in and it has a flange and it's spot welded along this seam. This flange here is bashed up and rusted basically all the way down the length of where the rot is. So I'm going to have to cut all that out. I don't know what I'm going to do with that flange exactly, whether it's worth trying to replace it or not. Probably isn't, now that I'm thinking about it. It's probably not worth that because it's just another seam to collect water. I'll just make the L piece for the outside here just meet the other side of this, come in and weld to this, and then this flange can just kind of go away. Yeah. Guess I have to get the spot weld cutter. Catch you on the next update. Alright, got that panel out. That was a Absolute pain in the ass. On this side, I tried to drill out the spot welds and ended up discovering a lot of additional rot in the process. Like, this is was more rotted than I thought up here. That one was kind of rotted. There's a whole other bit of rot here. There's rust or rot there. This is so rotted it cracked. You get the idea. Also discovered more rot there. That's where a bracket for the back seat is. So that's an extra fun thing. On this side, I just cut it off with a blade. Sliced through right there, which I'm not happy about, but at this point I'm going to be building so much of it. So fortunately, this panel continues to seem to be okay. There wasn't as much rust as I feared in here. There was, in fact, a mouse nest, small one, but there was a mouse nest in there, so just as well that I pulled this whole panel off. And yeah, this is going to be fun. So I've got to grind off the rest of these pieces here to expose, what's there. I'm going to have to put a small patch in over here. I'm going to have to fix my slice here. And then this panel should be fine. This, I think at this point, what I'm going to do is just weld in a strip for a chunk down here, and then weld in another strip down here to some degree. I don't know how quite, well, I guess I cut that up pretty good, so pretty far down. But that's going to be easier than trying to patch each individual hole. Just slice a stripe out, weld in a piece of metal. This right here I'm going to cut out, weld in a piece of metal, and then later I'll worry about the seat bracket. And then I need to seal this all up. Probably, judging by the state of this, it's probably going to be easier for me to make most, if not all of this from scratch. Because I can reuse like this inner bit here that's got most of the curve to it if I have to. But that's about it. The flanges on both sides are all shot. So I may be able to use it. It may be easier not to. Looking at the shape of what's in here, I may be better off just making a piece that goes up, this far, as a nice simple flat one that just, basically weld it on this side and bend and form it till it matches on that side instead of trying to get complicated with it. And that'll get me up to here. And then I'm going to be coming down with a piece here, so then it's just boxing that across. And I think that's the easiest, because I'm going to be coming straight down out here, an inch or so from those. So if I've got this to there and that down, I can find a way to bridge that gap. I may even be able to just make this piece kind of continue up. Like, instead of coming down where this one did, I think I may hug it tighter up here for simplicity of shaping it. But this is frustrating. It's not terrible. It's mostly frustrating. I'm glad that most of the stuff I was suddenly terrified of rot-wise was mostly contained to the panel I just took out. Like, this sucks, but this is not hard to do because this is just an easy strip in a place nobody will ever see it. This is cut it out, put in a little patch. This over here is cut it out, put a little patch in. Like, the hardest part is going to be cleaning up where that panel was attached. Look, that's going to take the most effort. And you can see, if you look, this is all rust and crap that is from working on this. This is all sand and rust that was trapped behind that panel, because this in here got cleaned out as much as it could when I was doing the quarter, or with the rocker. So this is all new trash that fell down as a result of fiddling with what's in here. So yeah, I think I'm done for tonight. My shoulders are killing me from working awkwardly slightly over my head. So I'm not going to struggle anymore with that tonight. I think tomorrow it's going to be clean everything up, cut everything out that's bad of the panels that I'm fixing. Like, come in and slice out this, come in and slice out this, get all these remaining pieces of the flanges off and de-rust in here so that I can come in and weld everything up. So for me and my close friend, the brake drum over here, I think we're going to call that a night. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.